Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you like this video right here, please give it a big thumbs up so I know you're enjoying the content. If not, thumbs down works as well. And if you like knife content and you're not already, please think about hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content. Today I have a fun one for y'all. This is the Tactical Elements and Jason Knight MK Ultra Series V2 Ultra Kukri. So the name of the knife is the V2 Ultra Kukri. This knife came in at $285. It's currently out of stock, but I'm sure they'll probably do another run of them. And this variation is with the green micarta black blade. They also had it in a blacked out version with black G10 black blade. Also with black G10 and a stonewash blade. And I just thought this one looked the nicest. And of course, I love micarta. The knives were made for them by Fox Cutlery of Italy, and it won the it won an award at 2017 Blade Show. I think best new import knife, maybe, I'm not sure, or a collaboration knife, something like that. And from what I understand, from what I've read, I'm guessing Tactical Elements is owned by Doug Marcotta from Forge and Fire, and him and Jason Knight, who's a custom fixed blade maker, teamed up and collaborated and brought you these MK Ultra series. And I know MK Ultra was a government name for, you know, something back in the day, but the MK stands for Marcotta and Knight, so don't get all bent out of shape about it. Okay, so we're gonna do like we've done the last 2 or 3 videos, and we're gonna break off into the testing footage of this, and then I'll wrap it up at the end and tell y'all my final thoughts. All right, y'all, tell me what y'all think. Check the factory edge. Nice and sharp. This thing's a slicing machine. And this thing was dropped on concrete. Kind of broke the tip off a little. Let's see. That shouldn't affect our testing though. God, that thing cuts nicely. Hang up right there. Right there. Let's check that one more time. And that wasn't clean. Let's see. Got a few minor hang-ups. We're going to do a little bit of wood shaving on this red oak just to test out the ergos. Let's start on the fresh side. This edge right here is killing my hand. Right there, you can see it. I'm trying to move him back a little bit. Feels a little better when I come back to this area and just push down. When I was up like that, my hand was digging into this area. But I love the shape of the handle, but these are just flat scales. So, you know, when you're putting pressure behind the cut, it's usually always uncomfortable. Depending on the handle, it also feels like it fatigued my hand a little because of the flatness of the scales. Let's check the edge. Should still be fine. Well, maybe I was wrong. Recurve. I'll see any light reflecting. Let's try that again. Maybe there's something on the edge. Or maybe my hand's just tired. Yeah, it's catching right there. It's fine up here in the front. But where I was first starting those cuts at, well, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like there's a hang up. Sometimes it just feels like it's me, the way I'm cutting. No, it definitely has a hang up in this area, right in that recurve. See if I can feel it. Yeah, it feels like a dull spot right up in here. So we're gonna cut a little bit of this 3/8 inch twisted sisal rope, like old Pete from Canada. And I threw the glove on because I'm testing 4 other blades besides this one, and my hand's a little worn out. All right, that front area was still nice and sharp, especially compared to the last 2 I tested before this one on this rope. Yeah, that front is still kicking. Seems to have done a decent job on this N690. There we go. Still nice and sharp. Coating is taken somewhere. You can see some spots up there. Scratch right there. Scratch right there. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of wood chopping with the Kukri in this 2x4, just to see how this chops, because this hook right here just feels like you could hold it really nicely. I got some gloves that have tacky things on them, so it won't come out of my hand. You start out soft. That's not that comfortable. That's operation. Definitely too loud to use it. But if you had to, block up. Still feels nice and sharp. See, that Kukri blade likes to bite. I need to build me a test stand to make this a lot easier on me. Check that tip out. Good penetration, especially since I'm missing some of the tip from dropping it on the concrete, but it's still penetrating. no more. Same amount of tip is there. This thing stabbed really well. We're gonna do a little bit of spine wax with the Kukri. It's leaving black stuff on here. Let's see, check the lockup. Locks up. Probably need to tighten the pivot. It did loosen up a little bit, but no up and down play. There you go. All right, we're gonna go through the bigger 3 copper wires because I'm out of the white one. I got to get some more soon, but let's see how well it goes through. This is the harder one. I did strap it back up so it'll go through here a little bit easier. Nice. Might have a little nick. Yep, see that right there? Right here. Got a little bitty chip. Let's see if it's noticeable. Let me see if I feel it. I don't really feel it. Let me see, that might be a piece of copper then. Let's see, where was it? I mean, maybe a slight. Let's see how it cuts. I use that front portion. Let me back out some. Still cuts excellent. And 690. Another good stainless, budget stainless. Yeah, see, you got a small catch right there. Let's see if I can feel that again. Right there. There's a small catch, and let's see if that's where it is. Right up in here. Yep, somewhere, but not bad. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed the testing footage. I think it did fairly well. You can take a look at it. The coating, yeah, it's marred up, but it didn't go through completely. I'm not sure if this is like a PVD or a Cerakote or something like that. But as you can see, it just kind of wore through like maybe that first layer. And that's where I was stabbing it. Now, don't pay attention to the semi-blunted tip right there, because that is the only damage that happened to this blade whenever it fell out of my lap from my truck to the cement tip first, and took just the very, very tip of that off. And let's get a closer look. This one, like I said, it is the V2. The updates from 1 to 2 were just 2 things. They went with a one screw pocket clip, and they made a larger access to that lock bar. And let's get some specs out of the way so you can get an idea. This is a pretty large knife. You have an overall length of 9.25 inches. You have a blade length of 4 1/8 inches. You have a grip area from right here to right here of 3 7/8 inches. You have a thickness of here to here of the scales of 0.53 inches, so slim for how big it is. Now this is gonna take up pretty much your entire pocket, so I think you know that going into this, but from here to here, it measures 1.87 inches, so pretty nice and wide. Not something that ever bothers me, because I usually only keep my knife, the pockets I have knives in, that's pretty much all that usually goes in there. The blade stock is a pretty stout 0.16 inches, and the measurement behind the edge, this is, more of like it's a folding kukri, so something made to chop and do some little woods craft, I guess. So it's going to be rather thick, especially since you can see your grind stops right here because you got that fuller. And all the way in the back right here is the thickest at 30 thousandths. And then about right here, where it goes full height right there, it goes to 25 thousandths pretty much the rest of the way. It kind of thickens up a little bit toward the tip. But I knew going into it wasn't going to be, some super thin slicer. Hopefully y'all can't hear my wife in the background because she's on her phone right now. All right, let's take a look at that battle blade right there. You have this black coated blade with the dual fullers on both sides. It's kind of Jason Knight's signature. I own one of his folding knife collaboration designs, and that fuller is what he's known for, especially on his fixed blades. Oh, speaking of fixed blades, they do, if you'd rather have this in a fixed blade, they do have the Kukri fixed blades still in stock. So if you want one of those, go check it out. Those run $245, and I don't know all the specs on that because I didn't really check. But you got this nice long swedge right here that kind of tapers that tip down. You can see where I kind of pulled it off. That's where it hit the cement. And on this side, you have the Tactical Elements logo and Jason Knight's logo. Very, very nice and classy looking. You do have a sharpening notch right here, so you can get to this far back area with your fixed angled systems. On this side, you have Fox Knives Italy and the blade steel, which is Bowler N690 CO. When done correctly, it's a fairly good steel. It's a very highly stainless steel. It's known for some corrosion resistance, kind of like a VG10. Let's see, kind of lost my train of thought. You don't have any jimping, but this harpoon shape right here and that nice flat spot is a very, very comfortable spot to lay your thumb down, at least for my medium-sized hands. Let's close it up. Your flipper tab doesn't have any jimping either, but they give you a nice generous flipper tab, and it doesn't need, at least the coated one doesn't need any jimping. I've never slipped off of that. The blade comes out with authority. You do have a pretty hefty weight on that blade, so it's coming, the momentum alone is making that thing come out pretty hard. Close it back up. You have OD green canvas micarta on this side, and if you've owned the Ace Biblio, it's the same exact type of micarta, and it feels the same to the touch. It's got that that rougher feeling, so you get a lot of traction. That's the way I like it. And of course, it's going to change colors with use in your oils in your skin and dirt and stuff getting in there, because it's basically canvas fabric with resin. You have a nice beefy pivot that is a Torx T10, and then all the hardware is blackened as well. I think that looks nice. You have a Torx T8, and they're all countersunk, except the pivot. It does sit a little bit proud of the scales, not by much. You do have a lanyard hole, which is a good thing for a knife like this if you plan on doing any kind of chopping with it. Let's see. You have flat scales right here. As you can see, they're flat with a deep chamfer going all the way around it to knock off all the edges. You have a black coated titanium backspacer that goes up about little more than a quarter of the whole knife. You also have an extra standoff here to give it that extra rigidity, you know, side to side rigidity. So they really went all out as far as, you know, the heft to it. Or not all out, because they don't have no external stop pins, which would have been nice. But on this side, you have a black coated titanium lock side. Your pocket clip screw is also T8. You have a steel lock bar insert. And one thing I like about the fullers is you can use the fullers to open it, at least like I said on the coated one. Sometimes I can spidey flick it. It's kind of hard to do it behind the camera though. Detent is dialed in nicely. It's hard enough to make it come out with authority, but it's not, you know, overly tough to where I can't, I mean, it hurts my finger to shoot it out. The blade is perfectly centered. I'm getting a shadow from the black on black. Nice thick slabs of micarta and titanium. Now, they didn't just leave this micarta standing alone for the bearings to run on. They do have a stainless plate that goes to this standoff right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of hard to show that in there. And you have two stop pins, one in the open position and one in the closed position. That's what those two bars, let's see. So those two bars are for. Like they said, they did fix the lock bar access. I don't know how the V1 was because I don't recall that knife, but you do have easy access because the lock side sits proud of the, or they have a choil cut in on the show side. And they also have a chamfer right there, so it is comfortable to get to that lock. After all the testing, the lock did not move a bit. And I must say, it's not wanting to focus on that black. I must say this thing is a bank vault. I mean, absolutely no up and down whatsoever. And I can't even come close to wiggling any side to side. So very, very good job on the rigidity of the blade side to side and up and down. The ergos locks in very, very nicely in the saber grip right here. Hammer grip were pretty nice. They were as good as they're going to get with flat scales. If they were contoured, I think they would have been a little bit more hand feeling, a little bit more comfortable. Now they are wide, so they do feel the hand. They do lock in. I will say whenever I choke back, when I choke back to chop, I tried this first, and then I wanted to grab right here so I could have some more leverage, because you do have this little hook. But even with the gloves on that I had, this right here was just digging into my hand. It wasn't so comfortable. Let's see. Like I said, sorry if y'all can hear my son and my wife. They're talking outside of the garage where I'm at. You do have just a regular, I don't know if it's stainless or, let's see, do I have it? Let me grab my magnet. I'm not sure if it's stainless or not. Let's see. Yep, stainless pocket clip. And it's just a bent pocket clip with that one pocket clip screw. I have not taken this thing apart, so I don't know, the workings of the inside. Let's get a weight on this, some size comparisons, and then I will give you all a few little nitpicks I have. 5.95 ounces, not bad. I didn't expect it to be no lightweight. I wouldn't have bought it if that was the case. Let's see, let's do some size comparisons. I had to kind of go through the collection, try to find stuff I'm not usually buying knives this big. One that I have that is bigger than this one, for sure, is the Cold Steel 4 Max. But as you can see, it's not a whole lot bigger than the 4 Max isn't a whole lot bigger. And if you straighten this stuff out, it would be longer than the 4 Max. You get more cutting edge because of that recurve. But there you go. And then another Cold Steel. This is the only bigger knife besides my Spyderco Military. Should have grabbed that. And a very, very good size comparison is the Recon 1. The Recon 1 is just a hair longer. I mean, just a hair. It might not even look like it from the camera. Hope that was in view. This Kukri shape just it's kind of hard to work around. So there you go. There's some size comparisons. My Nitpicks, and they come through pretty easily when you're using the knife in these tests. First off, I'm not in love with the pocket clip. That sharp pocket clip, it is very, very, the tension is very, very strong, which is good to hold it in your pocket, but it's really hard to get it in and out. And with a heavy blade like this, you're yanking on it. You don't want to throw it across the room or anything. So I think maybe a longer pocket clip would have been nice. The blade steel N690 is not bad, but for the price point, I would have loved to see CPM 3V, being that this is, a Kukri for like chopping, or even 52100 would have been great. Nice impact resistant steel. This blade's already coated, so it wouldn't have mattered for this one. But I understand, the N690, keep the price down, being that it is being made in Italy, and that you'll see a lot of knives that are coming from Italy, either an N690 or M390. So I kind of understand for this big of a knife and that big of a chunk of the steel, N690 is, going to get the job done. It did just fine. And one good thing about N690 is it's very easy to sharpen back up and super easy to strop up. I stropped this on a corner of a strop to get that whole edge, and it came back very, very easily. Let's see. The flat scales were, in some instances a little uncomfortable. I found myself kind of squeezing them a little harder. Whenever you got those rounded scales, they kind of feel the palm a little better. But I was definitely locked in, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Just this back side right here, whenever I was doing the chopping, is a little bit uncomfortable. One last thing, and I don't know why it's doing this, but after I did all the testing, I wanted to make sure I didn't loosen up anything, because I did loosen up the pivot a little bit. And I was looking down in here, and I saw that the lock insert is sitting that way a little bit. So I thought it might have loosened up, and I thought it might have pushed away. So I went to tighten these two. And first of all, they got T6. You got T8 here, T10 here. Why T6? And this is why I'm saying this, okay? Such a big knife. Went to tighten on these. Both of these just spin and spin and spin. I don't know, is it even grabbing on anything? I have no idea. And for such a big knife, why would you put T6? I think that's just very, very dumb. Just sorry, this is the way I feel, especially the fact that those things are just spinning in there. I'll probably maybe take them out and put some Loctite on them. I don't know. We'll see. If I have any issues with it, I'm sure I could send it in for some warranty work. But overall, I like the knife. I think it's very, very cool looking. It's different. I love Jason Knight's designs. The price, I don't think it's way out of line for such a big knife. It's a lot of material. You got very thick, micarta, very thick titanium backspacer, big old chunk of N690. Cool knife. I'd love to hear y'all thoughts down below, and let me know what y'all think, how y'all think it did on the test. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.